Welcome, friends. This is Archangel. I want to tell you about this boy I have noticed in the wake of my red pill liberation. I never noticed him much before, but now I can see the plight of this abused little miracle who was failed by everyone. I see a cute little boy of maybe 3 or 4 standing all alone in a room. The room is a mess. It appears as if once upon a time it had been set up for a party with a fancy tablecloth, festive plates, and colorful utensils. Streamers had adorned the walls, and balloons had most likely clung to the ceiling. There had been gifts, and a giant cake on a silver pedestal had sat in the middle of this joyful table. It had all the makings of a super happy time. Memories of fun had been lovingly planned out for the little party-goer I see. But now the room is a shambles. A single swinging light bulb reminiscent of a dungeon or interrogation rooms of old detective movies just swings back and forth above this little boy as if someone had bumped it just seconds ago. But this little child is all alone. There is no one else around. How could anyone leave such a child alone? The room has been destroyed. Streamers lay on the floor, ripped from the walls. Balloons lie shriveled and deflated on the floor. Gifts have been shredded and now lie as colorless confetti. The table has been angrily overturned and the cake has been cast onto the floor with cruelty. Who would do this? Who would dare to destroy the wonder and happiness of this amazing little miracle? I observed a scared, cold, lonely little boy standing there with his little party shorts and t-shirt. I see neatly parted hair beneath a glittering party hat as he holds onto the string of a balloon that hovers, half deflated, while the other hand clutches a raggedy teddy bear. And cake that has been purposefully smashed and squashed lies in shattered hunks all over the floor at his feet. And tragically, I never saw this child before, back when I was a blue and purple pillar. I was always too busy chasing female attention and affection, yet after having awakened to reality, to male utility and gynocentrism, to hypergamy, to the fallacy of romance and fairy tales, of female compassion, benevolence, and altruistic caring, after awakening to all these truths about the dimension we inhabit, now I see this child clearly, and I see eyes as big as saucers, with huge elephant tears rolling down his cheeks past a trembling bottom lip that quivers as he tries to be a big boy and hold all the abuse and heartache and hurt inside like he's told to do. There is no one to hold him. No one comes to help him, to rush and embrace this hurting little wonder. Nobody cares. I look at him, and I am moved by more sadness and compassion than I can muster into words. Why the hell doesn't someone hold him, caress him, wipe tears from his precious cheeks? Why doesn't somebody find the people who hurt him, who destroyed his party in such a despicable fashion, and kick their asses? When I see the stoicism of this little child standing amidst the destruction of his special day, those giant crocodile tears, that trembling lip, his little party hat, and his teddy bear just standing there in the midst of this tumult, his party in utter ruin. Yet he is still standing. He is still standing in the midst of all this pain and cruelty. I feel sadness beyond words. Who could do such a thing? I realize something about this room is familiar. And then, like the ending sequence of a mystery movie where random pieces come together all at once to complete the puzzle, I now understand that this little child is me. He is my inner child, and I am the one who did this to him. It was me. I abused him. I destroyed his party. Every time I put myself down, I was smashing his presence. Every time I called myself horrid, deplorable names, I was popping his balloons. Every time I demeaned my worth because a female mistreated me, I was smashing plates against the wall and breaking the colorful knives and forks meant to cut and introduce happy cake into happy little mouths. Every time I would slap or punch myself, every time I looked in the mirror and cursed my disgusting face and body because females did not desire me. Every time I belittled my worth because I could not find female rescue or salvation. Every time I sat on my hands as females abused me. Every time I let societal gynocentrism slander my worth. Every time I failed to stick up for a fellow brother who was being slandered as well. Every time I devalued the male sex and elevated females to pedestal worship. Every time I wanted to end my existence because female validation eluded me. Every time I sat alone and cried because I could not find that special unicorn. Every time I allowed gynocentrism to degrade my value as a human being, I was ripping streamers off the wall and ripping up party hats. Every time I mocked, shamed, and belittled myself for female entertainment and approval. Every time I disparaged myself and lay broken, bleeding, prostrated before females simply to get acknowledgement of my existence. Every time I did these things, I was overturning the tables and stomping on his cake. I do what most males do and internalize the pain and suffering. That was me abusing my inner beauty and worth and wonder because of females, because of malicious gynocentric lies of romance and female benevolence. I was destroying myself and my infinite worth, one streamer, one popped balloon at a time. I had hurt myself because I had failed time and again to find salvation through females. I cannot get angry and blame females. The Black Widows simply follow their nature. No, the person to blame is me. I destroyed this little soldier's party. I hurt this little boy. Me, the very person charged with caring and protecting him from harm. That liquid sorrow running down his cheeks is because of me. His little lips quivered because of me. The pain and fear I had caused him by obliterating his special occasion. He still clutched the string of a deflated balloon because I destroyed it. His little party outfit had anonymous splatters of frosting clinging to it after my tirades of overturning tables and stomping on his cake. And his only comfort through all of this was a ragged, threadbare little teddy bear. It should have been me protecting him all those years. This little boy is my inner beauty and infinite worth. The party was my innocence and wonder, and after I had been abused and devalued by disposability and gynocentrism, I internalized my shame and destroyed the party, which was my innocence and wonder. I destroyed it night after night in angry tirades of heartache. I have failed this little boy. I was brainwashed and forced into hurting this little child by a misandristic world, and I want vengeance. But against who? We are all indoctrinated with the same male devaluation and disposability propaganda. All is not lost, because though he is hurt, yet he still stands. My beauty and value still stand. Gynocentrism could not take that from me. Moreover, I look around and I see little boys within each male who are hurting and crying because males beat themselves down and turn their pain inwards. Pain given them by a world that uses and discards them. Well, this ends now. Males are precious. Males are indescribably beautiful and possess infinite value. No more trashed parties of little boys. I am emboldened. Fervor has ignited within me. I will labor to rescue other males from subjugation, from slavery and abuse, from manipulation and expendability. I have purpose, and I will rail against misandry, against male devaluation, against male disposability. I have resolved to arm males so that they may liberate themselves from disposability. I have passion to help. I am clear in focus. Not one more inner child destroyed. Not one more if I can help it. I champion this in honor of the party and the inner child that I decimated. Not one more little boy decimated by gynocentrism. Not one more man, not one more boy, not one more inner child, which is each male's value, wonder, and worth. Not one more male casualty decimated by gynocentrism. Not one more. My brothers, stand with me, live free.